Alright guys, here's the Dixie. What changed today? Came down a little bit. So that's good. It was really good. Started last night and then today. Might even be a trend change. That would be fantastic if this was some type of head and shoulders. We'll know more if we deep down here tomorrow. MACD is starting to curl on the 1 hour. Now, I drew this yesterday in the market analysis video. This wedge. Let me go to the daily. Here. And it still holds true. Today could have been a false breakout. We do not know quite yet. Currently, ES is holding the 9. Again, if you're trading futures tonight, if it goes down to the 21, it's back inside the wedge. And then today was a false breakout. Again, I'm still saying that this gap here from the contract roll is going to close, but when, that's a different question. Now, as far as SPX, I had given you 490. We hit 490. Ooh. And I gave you that around here. All right. So we now have a gap right there. And we got a gap above. So which one closes first? Tomorrow we will know. Which then sets us up into CPI. And we got Apple after hours tomorrow, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't looked at the exact time. Now, today we had green, Vold. VIX was coming down. Now, VIX is very interesting here. It didn't, on that morning sell, it barely moved, right? And it's now spent 1, 2, 3, 4 days without filling the gap. And it will fill that gap just like ES. So we're going to go both ways. Question is when could be a head and shoulders. I would like to see this fill on CPI. But again, I don't know what the number is going to be. Oil, I gave you this level yesterday in the market analysis video, and look, it could not crack it today. There's a reason it's stuck here, and that is above this level, nothing is stopping it. Absolutely nothing. Now, the 10-year yield, look, the market can go up if the 10-year yield is stable. It was kind of stable today. Obviously, we want that to be a lower high, and we want it down pronto. Even though it's kind of looking indecisive at the moment. Hold on. So, what are my expectations for tomorrow? Honestly, we got UK data coming out tonight. We have a bunch of stuff going on. We got Apple event. I don't know. I really liked the tactic of waiting and seeing once it found its bottom. Now, let me go over here to QQQ, which obviously was the play today for 165%. So that was kind of a two-tier play. On the 5% challenge, we jumped on it. It paid well. You could have caught 50% on it there. I think I jumped out at 13, because again it's the 5% challenge. But then we came down and we held, and this was very tricky, right? But this is where I loaded, and then I loaded more here, and I caught that whole move up, right? Which absolutely made my day. And again, the classic here, you got the 5, you got the 9 and the 21 crossing the 89. That means go time, and it went up sharply, right? But as you can see from here to here, yeah, it's going up, but this is just killing your theta. So you got to pick your spots. Scalp, scalp, scalp. But then, you know, you got to save firepower. For instance, if you have a cash account and go. And really what your friend in this situation here is the Stow, because as you see, there's no volume coming in here. There's not a huge bump in volume. You got more volume right here than you got right here, so you can't use that, right? This is curling down, but it is holding. MACD is going up, but it's the Stow, and obviously the level holding and getting a buy signal and all of that. And then you got to look at the Dixie and so forth and so forth. Apple, I liked that Apple kept chugging. Now I'm in the 190s because they were dirt cheap. They're 10 cents, right? So on a big Apple pumper CPI, they're gonna juice. And even though the price dropped in the close, the contracts went up. The IV juiced. So I'm in those. Obviously Tesla, could you have played it? Yeah, but you kind of had to swing it from Friday because the contracts were beyond juiced. And yes, you could have played, but you know, when there's you can choose other stuff like QQQ for less risk and still get awesome percentage. I chose to do that. I was looking at Carvana, that had a great day. Nvidia, I sold my 475s at 45%, I believe, or 47, but I'm still in the 470s. I'm swinging them. This has been selling now for days, but I have been playing rebounds on it, which has worked very well. And at some point, it'll have a snap back. Just look at the daily Stow. You know, maybe later this week this goes up. So still my main watch because that's how you catch those 1000% plays. Netflix all over the place. Didn't play Home Depot. UPSD had an absolutely terrible day. I mean, it's had worse. I still think that this will be having a monster move in the fourth quarter. You had, you know, again, but once you is selling off open, at least I am not gonna buy it because I did not foresee that happening, because usually it goes in the morning, so I stayed away. Rivian off of Tesla now. Again, you know, I'm not sometimes I trade Rivian, but it's a tricky stock, so I'll stay with SPY and QQQ because this week is ready to absolutely smoke you. Now, we had a LMT pop. You look at the daily, yes, could it be? Sure, but then you look here, same type of setup, went nowhere. So, I mean, if we can get it down to here, that would be awesome, because these are still coming down steep and have ways to go to meet the price. So, again, next month or in about 5 weeks, we got earnings. So hopefully we could get this down here to 404 between or 400. It'd be awesome if it filled this fair value gap, and then we could ride it up all the way to 450 again. MongoDB. Always good. If you're trading Qs, look at MongoDB, okay? And it was just pumping today, and that's why I felt more confident playing QQQ than SPY. Costco had a day today. That Disney move, kind of, who cares, right? Meta, nice move. But if again, you gotta identify what you're playing. QQQ today 1.18, SPY 0.66. But I mean, look, I had 499s down there. Why? Because of the range I gave you. So, you know, when I post the range, write it down. Because, for instance, today, let me just see here what I had. Excuse me. So, yeah. You know, we touched the bottom of it pretty close. You know, I had 4465. What did we get? 4468. You know, so then I feel confident about loading it because, you know, these were curling up and up we went, right? So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna see, are we gonna head up there? And if so, you know, I mean those SPY lottos for Wednesday, because that's the top of my range. And if we head down, that's fine. I'll cut the lottos and I'll reload them down here. No biggie. And then as far as, hold on. As far as these here, you see, I mean, that's, you know, not a lot of calls, but it's still double the calls. And I posted this early on. See this? If I post this, when this curled up is when I got into 449s, and I mean, they paid bigly, huge. I forget the percentage, but it was great. So this is something to watch also. That's why I post it. And then let's check our good old DP here to wrap things up. Again, you can see very flow based today, but they weren't like absolutely dumping DP. They were holding it pretty steady. Okay, so tomorrow, what's the plan? The plan is to see if we're gonna go fill either one of these gaps based on the range that I get at open. Okay? And as far as economical numbers, what do we got tonight? We have, let's refresh this since I didn't catch the end of the day. We got UK numbers. So if you're trading futures, check that out, because that could be a move. And then tomorrow we got the red book, we got this report, and this is going to be very interesting. And then we got some Japanese data, we got more UK data, and it's all about Wednesday. Okay, but we also have Apple's event after hours tomorrow. NAMO, as predicted, turned around. Let's see if it is just a dead cat or not tomorrow. Now, if we go on SPX daily, we're still under the 9. So what we want tomorrow is we want to get over this fast. Otherwise, I think this is going to drop from the sky. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. God bless.